Hi, Thomas. How are you?
I'm doing good, Nicole. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. So it's finally time, or it's already time for our Q2 update for MLT. And I have some pretty good questions for you today. And the
Okay.
first one I'm wondering is because it has been a year since the beginning of the pandemic. And I was wondering, as a CEO, what have you learned about leading a team and persevering within a new normal?
Thank you. That's a great question, Nicole. First of all, as a team, we are really grateful that the COVID did not impact us negatively. Okay. Overall, our business was in a pretty good shape, so that's a good thing. In our previous update, I had mentioned we had talked about the team's grit, and I'm really proud of our team's grit. It really demonstrated itself during the pandemic when there was so much happening. The team was able to deliver under significant amount of, they were dispersed, they were in different places, they were stuck at home under different circumstances, but the quality of the work that was delivered and the hard work that the team put together, I want to really acknowledge the team for that. So I'm really proud of that, and our customers have been extremely happy with the delivery that we have provided over the last quarter. So in terms of what I learned, that's really what I learned. It just reminded me of how an amazing team we have.
And speaking of amazing things happening, we are seeing vaccines roll in. More restrictions are going to be opening up. So things are going to start to change. Spring is around the corner. It really feels like a new day is dawning, and there's hope on the horizon. So what are you hopeful for in Q3, and what new beginnings are you looking forward to?
Thank you again. And as you mentioned, Nicole, spring is here. I can see sunshine. Vaccines are being rolled out, and I'm very excited about the coming months. I can see that the life is coming back to a little bit of normalcy, and I'm really excited to see more of our team members come together and collaborate. As you know, during the pandemic, we had the opportunity for our teams to be working from remote or wherever. And I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing everyone together. We haven't had an opportunity we used to do a lot of team events. In the last few months, we have not been able to do it, and I'm really excited to do something together as a team. That's another thing. And from a business point of view, I'm really excited that we have a new vice president of sales joining us next week. His name is Chris Dobson, and as it is, we are on a great path. And him joining us with the amount of network that he has and the experience that he has, I'm excited that it'll strengthen our sales initiatives. So those are the two things that I'm really excited about. I think the future is looking really great, bright for missing link technologies.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think it'll be great to have the team back together, and a new team member is always good, especially in a sales role like that. So it'll be exciting to see what happens for MLT going forward. And as far as exciting things go on the marketing front, I have things that I'm excited about as well.
I was just asking that, what are you looking forward to?
So in Q1, I had mentioned that clients would be excited to learn what they have access to as we were wrapping up our brand work and pulling together new offerings. So to talk about some of our something new that our clients have access to, and some exciting news coming out of the data and software front, I actually am going to invite our colleague Wilco Van Ginkel to our Q2 update.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
So welcome, Wilco.
Thank you.
So for those watching, Wilco is our data and analytics lead for the software and data services here at MLT. And Wilco, I'd like for you to enlighten us on your brand new offer that was launched in February.
With all pleasure. Thank you, Nicole, for having me. So we offered a brand new offering called the Data Expedition. And the reason why we did that is that what we see with a lot of organizations is that they have data, but they don't get the insights. There's a disconnect between the business and the technology. They think we have the data, they think they have the insight, but they don't have the underlying plumbing. In other words, they're trying to do all kinds of data projects, trying to get to the next level, but essentially going nowhere because there's no clear starting point. Okay, and that clear starting point is because they lack the infrastructure or they lack the business connection. So what we have done is we have developed a offering called Data Expedition, which is a 3-step process in 2 weeks, with the end goal, to give you a clear data starting point for your next project. And the reason why it's clear is because the 3-step process it involves the business stakeholders, so very important for the business side, and it involves the domain experts and your data team, so make sure that what you can work on is realistic. I can tell much more about it, which I'm not going to do. You can find all the information on the website, but it's a clean, concise, short-term offering or service that can get you started in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think I'm really excited about this offering, and the fact that it's done so quickly, I think really will help companies align on what their goals are, right? It's easy to lose sight of what our goals are when things have long cycles to them. And another thing I wanted to talk about with you is at the end of the quarter, we announced that MLT is expanding our horizons out west. This is a really big milestone for the company, and I was wondering if you could share some details.
Yeah, we offer now holiday plans to Banff. No, I was kidding. No, yes, it's a very good point. So we have we struck a partnership with 617 Data Solutions and RNG Integrated Solutions back in Alberta. And for us, the goal is twofold, essentially. On the one hand, together we can do more, right? So we want the partnerships to essentially resell our services to the Western Canada, because we don't have a beachhead there, and across Canada there's still a big need for data analytics, obviously. So it's great for us to expand without us having to open an office, at least not yet. Okay. At the same time, it also gives us access to resources from both partners in case we need them for extra hand and feet here, for example, in Canada. So if you think about it, it's definitely a win-win situation for the both of us, and we are very excited about that partnership and see what's coming out of it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, Wilco, for joining us, and thank you, Thomas, again for another quarterly update. And there's clearly some exciting things on the horizon for MLT. So, I guess stay tuned, and we'll see you next update.
Thank you.